10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing well, man. Today is a wonderful Tuesday. And we are a few weeks away from Football Manager 26. It's a great time to be playing Football Manager 24 because that will be the last time we ever see a game like that. Because FM 26 is going to be entirely new. It's not going to have the same user interface, it's probably not going to have the same workflow. It is going to have to basically be an entirely new game on its own, right? So it's a completely new experience. So the kind of experiences we've had with FM24, that's very much going to be in the past. Yeah. I think the idea here is we're going to have a Football Manager game, but it's going to play, some parts of it are going to be familiar, some parts of it are going to be, okay, yeah, now I have to find a new way of doing things. Yeah, but that's really what redesigning a game is like, I guess, because in the future SI want to expand on the game, but they can't really do that with the current look the big game has. So yeah, I guess that's where we're gonna go. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Yes, yeah, I noticed some comments about how I'm only streaming nowadays and there's no content on the other channel, so people have stopped following the other channel. And as you guys know, I'm not the sort to just keep dropping videos in there. I know for me, I have always been the sort that if I have nothing to say, I'll keep quiet. I'm like that. Yeah, so I have nothing new to add to FM24. I'm not going to do a video and rehash it. Or what about doing some long saves on FM24 and then putting them there? People don't really watch playthroughs. That's the problem. Yeah. I've got fewer views on playthroughs than I get on guides. So most of the time when I'm doing something, it's going to be more like a situational thing, right? Like I put myself in a situation and sometimes it feels gimmicky. Yeah, like, I mean, what, like some stuff you probably wouldn't do, but you just want to watch somebody else do it because you don't want to do it yourself. Like things like, what would happen if I took all my strikers and asked them to all be the goalkeeper for the week or something like that, no? Or yeah, gimmicky. I'm gonna not play any defenders up top. I'm gonna play defenders up top and strikers as defenders. Sounds gimmicky, but who would do that in real life in the game that's, you know, supposed to be like a simulation of football? So the closest I come to is doing tactics and training. So I do things that would be realistic, like how would I play a low block, or what would happen to, like I did the Everton save. I did that. I did a show on Everton, and what would happen to Everton if we played them with a low block the entire season? Yeah, and they actually won the title. Stuff like that, which can actually happen in the game, and it's realistic, and it's something that you can do yourself in the game, because I don't see anyone doing gimmicky stuff. I mean, I'm not the sort. And then we have that. The other option is to do a long playthrough, but to do it as one episode in half an hour, 30 minutes. You know, then it just becomes a story. And then maybe if there is something while you're playing the game, right? So it's actually quite tough when you do something like that, because you got to start by playing the game, and then usually the stories evolve with the game. And that's why playthroughs are different, right? So they, you know, if you do a playthrough, the story evolves with the game, and then you form attachments with the players. The guy who's doing it also forms attachments with the players, and that can be kind of cool. But if I wanted to do everything in one episode, I'd have to craft my story before then. And then it'll be like, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to imagine myself with a player, and let's see if we can do the story. Then the funny thing is, what if it doesn't work out? What are you going to do then? Then it becomes then what does your video tell? What does the story in the video go? How does the story in the video go? Like, maybe you wanted to do a story where you as the manager and your favorite academy, you and your son say it in the game. You know, I thought of that before. Like, I'm going to assume that there's a son, my son is in the game. So there are two ways we can do that. One is the sun naturally appears in the game, right? But in the 20 years I've played this game, my son has never appeared. I've never had the honor of seeing my own son in the game. I've seen myself in the game, I've never seen my own son in the game. So that's like kind of annoying. So the only other way I can do that is like, bring myself into the club. Like my face in the game is Rashidi, right? So there could be a story there about me starting in Singapore with that player and traveling the globe and seeing how he ends up and where he, what does he end up doing. Question then becomes, that son is not going to follow you all the time because they have ambition too. In the game, he doesn't know he's your son. So whereas like you might form attachments to him, but then it becomes another fake story. Yeah, because you're just making things up along the way. I mean, you could do that with anyone in the game. Doesn't make any sense to me too, man. Yeah. So I've been wondering what we do. So there are stories like you can tell in the game. And I always feel that the goal of me doing this channel was actually to help you guys understand the game, and in certain cases, you guys find some of you find these playthroughs inspiring, things that you can do. So I will continue the playthroughs, but the playthroughs might be on this channel, which is BTN Live, and I will still put my playthroughs on the other channel. Why am I going to do that? In spite of the fact that more and more content creators are moving away from that long story style, long format, I will still do it, even though there's a part of me that doesn't want to do it, because it's not a case of watch me play the game. I actually one of the reasons why I stopped doing playthroughs is because of that. I don't want to go like, hey, watch me play the game, I'm so good at it. No, I mean, what's the point? There has to be a story, right? So for next year, we're going to do our best for it to be narrative driven. I think one of them, I'm toying with the idea of something that is focused on the challenges I will have as a manager traveling around the world. Yeah. So we'll do that as a save and see whether ultimately he gets what he wants. So it's not going to be the story of the club so much as the story of the manager. Yeah. So that's one. So whatever happens, and all these clubs just become something in the game for me. Yeah. All right. That's one. I think that can work. And that could be a long playthrough, like, where are we this time and what our goals are, what our challenges are. The other one I'm going to do for you guys is the tactical narrative, right? The tactic narrative. The impossible, like an impossible little story of a manager that wants to do something. So all these are going to be manager-driven stories. That's my plan. Okay, so there will be at least two. I wanted to get feedback from some of you as to what do you think. Leave your comments below if this is on YouTube as well, so let me know. Football Manager 26 will be different. We all will have to relearn the game. So as far as guides go, I think I can get a few out relatively early. But certain features of the game, you need to play them for a while, especially if those features they made underlying changes to the mechanics of doing certain things. Because I feel like such a liar if I were to tell you this is how scouting works, and scouting has changed. Like, what? I got a video out in a day? I know you're good, but come on, man. You found out everything about scouting in a day? Because you gotta end up playing the game, right? Like things like development of players, like ain't no way I'm coming up with this is the best training schedule for your team because this is the one that's going to develop them. That ain't happening in a day. Bloody hell. You need to, because you can't just run a game, simulate it, and say this is the best training development. You don't even know whether something has changed. I know that certain things might have changed, will be changing in the game. For a fact, I know certain things are changing, but yeah, I want to be honest as well. So the guide will come out. Yeah, I plan to get a guide out, but not on alpha day. Yeah? Not on the early advanced access day. It will have to be on launch day or a few days after the launch day, because I need to verify certain things that are in the game. Yeah, so that's going to be important. So you guys, happy? Are you guys doing well? You guys tired? Hey, today we're not celebrating. Yeah, we won the title with Frena Kravos. We for now we're going to the Champions League. So the challenge now is whether or not our players want to come with us. Yeah, we got problems. We got major problems. Okay, first up, Musi doesn't want to carry on. He's my youngest winger. He was one of the reasons. So I don't think he's going to stay. This is his last year on his contract. So he's unhappy with me. It's not strong. I don't know why he thinks I have been. He doesn't even want to look at a contract. Yeah, he hasn't said he's leaving the club. No? And sometimes he has no strong feelings about the squad support for the manager. He remains at a good level. Feels he is extremely well supported. Would be disappointed to see, but in the public domain has been unfairly treated by his manager. What have I done? I just ignored him. That's all. I didn't do anything else. Has I changed something? Discuss considering leaving at end of a contract. So that's why he wants to leave on a free. So, okay, look, if a player wants to leave on a free, it's probably because he wants to play in the Champions League with a good team. He believes he can, so you can't really force him to stay. Are you reshuffling the team? Probably not to a large extent. I'm going to have to add players, but reshuffling, probably not. We're going to look at wingers more than anything else. Because last season, I noticed we were depending on Musi a lot. And Musi wants to leave at the end of his contract. Yeah, so there's nothing I can do. I can't even offer him out because, I don't think it's going to happen. So Musi is definitely, his contract is expiring in June, which is just like next month. So we will see if a club comes in, right? So far, I don't think anybody's come in, no. He's going to ASS. He's going to the club called AS. Slipkey, how you mean? I'm doing okay. You might get FM26 news. They still haven't done like a... Okay, the reason why we don't get so much news is you have to allow them some headroom to do what they're doing. They might be doing certain things to the game as they're going and tweaking it, and they might not even be happy with what they can see. Yeah, they're in a good place right now as far as FM26 is concerned, but I think there will be news today or tomorrow. By I don't know. I don't think they normally do news on Friday. They'll do news if they do news is Thursday, no? Yeah. We're really lacking some tactical insights. There's going to be a lot of... I'm pretty certain the way you play Football Manager is going to have to change. Yeah. So, without me going into too much of it, definitely some of you... Okay, this is how I honestly feel, right? There will be people out there, because this happened in FM11. I don't know if you guys... I don't know how many of you are around for FM11. I was like one of the core guys who was around for FM11. So I've been through two UI changes. In CM4, we had the introduction of the 3D engine, remember? Or the 2D engine. I can't remember, 2D or 3D. I think 3D engine came out. But it was so difficult. The UI change was so bad that there were so many crashes in the game. The game was unplayable until February, I think. Yeah, so they need to make a lot of patches. It was terrible. It was so bad. Okay. Then we came for the first major UI change in FM11. That was also quite bad. Didn't go down well with the community. So I think the problem is this. Whenever the game has to go in a new direction, right? There will be people who are still familiar with the old. It's normal. Wherever you go, some people, there's a lot of people have a comfort zone. They're in that comfort zone. This is where they do well. And now you're telling them, look, now we're gonna play Football Manager, but it's gonna be a different way of not different way of doing it, but you're gonna use a different set of tools to do it. Tools that you're not familiar with, but these tools are better. Maybe he's plowing. It's like going to a farmer who's been using a ox to plow his field. Now you're giving him a machine to plow his field, and he's probably gonna go. I don't want to use the machine. I'm used to my ox. The machine might get it done faster. So there'll be some people who are going to be like that farmer who doesn't want to let go of his ox, and there'll be some of us who are going to go to the machine, but then find that we need to learn how to operate the machine. Right, it'll get us to do it faster, but the first couple of months of using the machine, we will probably not be able to ride it well. So that's good. What's a new UI is like. So I've been through that. In fact, I was once I was one of those guys who was like, "Oh man, I hate this new UI." Yeah, it happened before. Now when I look back and now I'm playing the FM24, I realized, well, it took you a while, but you got there. You loved the end. You loved it so much that I was writing guides for it in FM16, 14, 13. You guys asked me to come on board. I think with FM26, there will once again be that learning curve. For some, it will not be steep. Tactically, it's a zero. I'm going to tell you right now, no way tactically is going to be a learning curve. For anybody who's been following my channel and my approach to doing tactics, you got no learning curve when it comes to tactics. You're just going to go there and you're going to like fish taking the water. We might all have some issues with in and out of possession, because when I look at what they've put out, right, in and out of possession, it's more a case of, okay, this role, okay, this is the one I'm going to use when I'm out of possession, this one I'm going to, okay, that's it. No, looking at a game and analyzing a game is the same principle, right? So there might be certain changes they make. As far as tactics is concerned, I'm not too sure yet. Yeah, there might be certain changes. I know that, look, for a long time, people are unhappy about how we pressed, right? It's so unclear. So they might make a couple of changes. I don't know. But if they do, it's only going to make things easier for those people who played in a certain way. If you're the download tactics kind of fella, good luck to you. I'm sorry, yeah? All the download fellas, all gonna suffer. Whoever is downloading tactics the game is not for you anymore. I'm gonna say that because you're gonna have to download. I'm thinking about it, you're gonna in and out of possession, right? Okay. So, out of possession, there are about maybe 4 or 5 formations I can think of right off the top of my head, right? You got a 4-4-2, 4-4-2 DM, 4-3-3, 5-4-1, 4-5-1, and to some extent the 5-3-2, although I don't really consider it to be a very good out of possession. So what's the rule for an out of possession system? Very simple. It's got to protect the flanks, and it's got to protect the area in front of your box, right? So you can't really look at a 4-2-3-1 as a out of possession formation, because nobody's going to be helping you protect your flanks, and you only got 2 players helping you protect the center. So that won't be it won't be as good, because you're thinking in terms of your block, and then where you're going to start your block, I guess. Yeah. So maybe if you play with a high block, like high line of engagement, and then you're playing a 4-2-3-1, it might make some sense, because then you can stay on the same formation. But if you wanted to drop into your half and defend in your half instead of defending high up the half, then you might want to think of another kind of formation, I guess. So all this, if you think about it, right? So if you were to download somebody's attacking 4-2-3-1 formation, right? It might come with an out of possession system. But then you will be like thinking to yourself, how will it work? Like, so for a lot of people, it's going to be, you might as well design it yourself so you know what you're doing. That's my advice. So tactics are going to be changed. Yeah, I'm damn sure tactics are going to change. I'm just hoping they have online saves and international managing. Wow. You're hoping for a lot. No international managing. I keep telling all you guys, don't expect international. All of them want to... Look, SI have not come out and said international management is in the game. No? They only said international management is not going to be FM25. That means they already made the decision that the next version of Football Manager has no international management. Okay? They also announced there's no chalkboard and there's no shouts. So that means Data Hub, the way we see it, is the way data is going to be presented to us. So we might get like some list views, but this all going to come from the Data Hub, right? Finally, they're doing it. It streamlines all the data. I'm glad. Whether or not people are going to be happy with that level of data, I'm not sure, because some people like to see Joe making all his passes, or they want to see this bloody map with every play in the team and all the passes for 90 minutes. Where did they go? I don't know how they read that information. I have never bothered to look at it, but some people actually like it. That kind of stuff is not going to be no chalkboard. No chalkboard literally means you click on this player, it shows you all his passes. That's not happening. Yeah, so that's gone. That's out. Because it takes up a fair bit of resources for the CPU. So they have to streamline it. Because okay, let me put it to you this way: if SI were to design a collision engine tomorrow, right? You tell them, hey, because everybody's complaining SI don't have a collision engine. Why do you think they can't have a collision engine in Football Manager? Because of the chalkboard. Because a chalkboard consumes RAM too, consumes processing time. A collision engine is resource intensive. In its current state, if they were to introduce a collision engine into FM24, I dare say this, unless your rig is worth about 4K, you can't play the game. And even then, it won't be enjoyable. It will not be enough. Because a collision engine written right now on the Football Manager engine is not going to be very efficient. Because the resources are all over the place. So SI have to give you they have to go to a new game first, like FM26. They lay the base of the game. And then and only then can they go, guys, it's now time for us to work on our collision engine. Because the collision engine has to be done in-house. It can't be done out-house. They can't go, because collision engines, there are few in the world, are privately done. But they can't just go to this company and say, hey, guess what? We need a collision engine. Can you come in? Now, if they come in and they see all this data, like the 2 sets of data, like chalkboard, and they go like, I'm supposed to do a collision engine for you. First, I can't. Then secondly, they're going to go, hey, can we look at your proprietary secret code for Football Manager? We need the match engine code. That's where the problem will come. Because SI's proprietary engine, nobody knows. They don't allow it out of the house. So they can't very well partner with another team like Unity. Unity, when they partner with them, is only for the UI and for the graphics animation. I guarantee you that much. So absolutely nothing to do with the match engine. Okay? So when they partner with Unity, it's not to make the match engine better, it is to make the presentation of the game better. Right? So it's very important to understand this, because a lot of people seem to think Unity is for the match engine. And I go like, no, it's not. It cannot be, because the match engine is proprietary code. So if they're going to develop a collisions engine, they're going to have to do it with the people in the house. And that's going to take a really long time. So they're going to have to be like a company that designs its own collision system, because they're going to have to build the game with a new set of match engine from the ground up with their collision engine, so that the match engine makes sense. And they can't do any of that without a new game, a new user interface. So that's the thing. So yes, I think that there's a reason why so many things are not going to be coming to Football Manager 26 immediately, because you're going to lay layer and layer. Because you have to remember, this current version that we are playing is an iteration that took them 15 years to develop. And the next version cannot be done in like 2 years, 3 years. So it's going to take them quite a while. So they laid the foundation. Therefore, international management, I guarantee you, is not in the game. 100% guarantee it's not coming. So if you're disappointed with it, yeah, if that's all you wanted to do, then you would strongly recommend playing it. I believe it. No, I'm like, to my bones, I believe it. No way. It doesn't make sense. It never did. Yeah. I mean, for me, I understand a bit about data development, the applications that are making a game, right? So, and applications in general. So I can understand the amount of work they have to go through. So I don't think it's possible. Yeah, we're really liking some tactical sides on the revamp. Okay, the next video is about roles and tactics. Probably, I think so too. Is there a beauty playmaker role? I think there's a beauty playmaker role in every game of Football Manager. Just take a look at the look at the screen right now, and you see the beauty playmaker looking back at you. Online says will definitely be there. I don't think it'll be not there, but I think international management, no, definitely no international management. So no international. And if you're safe currently as I wonder what happened if you're safe. You're currently managing international team and you got a club team right there. You suddenly bring in the safe and he goes, oh no, is it gonna crash? Very good thing, no. I think I agree. Zama, in possession, out of possession will definitely be a lot of fun. I think for a lot of people it will be fun. I think for me as well, it's going to be fun. I remember the first time I spoke to somebody about this, right? They asked me, so what is the first thing you're looking forward to? I said, I want to play with a system which has got 10 players in the opponent's half and 10 players in our defensive half. What do you mean? I don't want anybody in the fullback positions when I'm attacking the ball. I just want to kick the ball and put 10 players in their half. And then when we have to defend, all they got to run back. Because we got to remember counter pressing. Right? Then when we lose the ball, all the fellas come back and see how many you can stack. Just for fun. What would happen if I had no defenders in my in possession phase? Wow, that's going to be a video, man, from me. Let's watch what happens. Okay, guys, this is exactly what happened to my team. I took Manchester City and I played Liverpool, and I decided we are not going to have anybody in our half when we play. How did I say that? NDP win or lose? Because I remember doing one similar one on the beta a few years ago, right? Where I took Barcelona and played against Real Madrid. I had no defenders. And it was a very entertaining game. Well, live on stream, no, we did that. I don't know if they include pregnancy into the game. All that kind of stuff, I'm not sure. Yeah. But I think that it's tough to expect. Yeah. And this is they have a dedicated women's the whole dedicated team looking at it. Whatever game they give, however they set it up, I'm gonna accept. For me, it's I'm not gonna look at it one way or the other that women should have this. I'm not a woman. I'm not gonna speak for them. If anybody wants to speak for them, they should do it themselves. Yeah. I am very happy that the women's management is in the game. I started playing CM 97, 98, a beautiful game. The next version of the Major Guys was so bad, didn't click again before the 01. 01 to 02 was different. I think because you played, Mike Bernard, you started at the same time as me. So you were there when there was no, remember the early days, there was no 2D, just a bloody flashing bar for all these epilepsy lovers. Okay, so we all, some of us might have turned out to be epileptic after that. Huh? Those early days, all we do is staring at a flashing bar. Now they give you a photosensitivity warning when the thing happens, right? Those days, there was no warning. No, this could lead to epilepsy. Now they have to put that warning in the game. It's so much as a blinking light in the game, they put it up. Okay, so those days we were there, right? So 2D, it went like nothing, then it went to 2D. Remember the first 2D iteration, they had problems, right? Then after that, they went to 3D. There also they had issues, right? So every time they go into this major change, right, to the UI, there's going to be issues. Yeah. I think for a lot of the 97, 98 players, the ones who played Championship Manager in the day, I think for most of us, in that includes me, the game was very simple. They didn't have so many attributes. It was a game of full imagination. We sat down, had a beer, and then, whoa. And then you close your eyes and you see Michael Owen doing a dribble, or you see Diego, I said Maradona was in the game at that time, right? So Maradona doing his magic or whatever. Yeah, you had some great names in the game and you just close your eyes, you just imagine that. That was the power of imagination because our generation actually grew up with the power of imagination. The new generation of players don't have the power of imagination. That's why they need a lot of animation. Okay? They can't imagine to save their lives. I even go to my kids and I talk to them and we want to come up with a story. We craft a story in the middle of the day, and my kids seem to struggle. No, so I go like, once upon a time. They both look at me and say, yes, no, fill in the blanks. Let's go on. Let's develop the story as we go. And they go like sitting on there. My teacher had to pull me to one corner and tell me to stop writing a 24-page essay for my short English test in school, man. So that's gonna happen. So for us, I think we imagine greatness for the game. So now the problem is for this new generation of players, the game has to be different. So I get where SI is going as well. Because you can't just very well tell a person who just spent $2,000 on his graphic cards to go imagine the graphics. Because we look damn odd. I mean, if we take this game, if I took the CM97 and give it to my son to play, my son is going to look daddy. What am I supposed to do? You can improve your language skills by reading off the screen. It's not going to work, man. So they have to go in a new direction. Yeah, maybe they will probably add an injury name, something else that will last. Chico. Yeah, Chico. Look. I will never speak on behalf of women. Okay? I learned enough things in my lifetime as a husband to know that the moment you speak on behalf of your wife, you are truly screwed. Okay? So you let them deal with their... So as a man, I'm going to sit down here and say, I'm glad women are in the game. But as a man, I also say, I'm going to... when it comes to their side of the game. They will call the shots, not me. $200 on graphic cards are enough. Oh man, graphic cards are $200 is nothing, man, for a graphics card nowadays. I mean, what? I'm looking at 1,005 for my next upgrade for my graphics card. And that means the CPU has to change. It's a motherboard. Every time you change a graphic card, it's like, damn it, man. Do I need to sell the car now to get a new computer? It's like, there's a new graphics card out now. There's like, I'm looking at it, but I don't like the new generation of graphics cards. I mean, that's another conversation altogether. We're not going to go into that. But yeah, so FM26, I think for most of us, is going to be learning the game in a different way, I guess. Because I'm thinking about this. I've been thinking about this for a while. I mean, like, okay, I'm 60 years old. I don't want to sit in front of my PC and play the game anymore. I want to play in front of my 4K TV downstairs. Like, get my gamepad out and just play on it. Like, and just chill back, have a glass of wine. Because I couldn't afford that when I first started playing the game, all right? I don't feel like I was 19 years old in front of a freaking computer. I want to feel like a 55-year-old man retired with a cigar beside him, playing Football Manager with his legs on a couch and going, yeah, baby, with a gamepad. And then my son comes in, yeah, you go to school, you study, then you can do all this Mickey Mouse shit. That's what I want to do. Like, if I'm sitting in front of a computer, my son thinks, Daddy, you're working. Dude, seriously. So I need this game to be gamepad friendly, console friendly. I really do. I'm in that group of people that wants to do that because I don't want to sit in front of a freaking computer all day. So we want to look at ways. I think SI are reaching the point where they're thinking as well in terms of, okay, how do we make this game so portable? Okay, that a person can control it from devices. Because you got to think in that sense, right? Because we're living in this world right now where everything, you can take, I can do things like this at home on my TV set all the time. I can throw things to the TV and do things, right? By 5 years' time, we'll be manipulating things in the air to control a television set. That is coming as well. So we won't need to sit in front of a computer for much longer. But for some of these games, because of the way they have been designed, we have to sit in front of the computer because of the requirements to game, right? Okay, but for a game like Football Manager, it actually has an advantage over a lot of the games. So if we can port to the console earlier, we can make that version, it'll be quite cool, no, in terms of a simulation, because all the other games now, they're playing catch up. See, right now, a lot of the other games I've encountered which come as football simulations, they all look like what Football Manager is, and they're coming in with that look. So SI wants to move out their look and go somewhere where it's going to be totally different. So they need this new UI to work. Yeah. So I know that this is the base, so it's going to be tougher. It's going to be tough because I guarantee you, right? This much I'm certain, because it happened in CM4, it happened in FM11, it's definitely going to happen in FM26. There will be a backlash. There will be a lot of people who are going to go, I hate this. Why? Because humans are not happy creatures when it comes to change, right? They aren't. They hate change. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people, a group of people who are just going to deride the game because they don't want to play in a different way. And they will scream for mods saying, oh, I want it to look like FM24. Or maybe then there'll be another joker that says, no, I want it to look like FM17. There'll be another joker saying, no, please make it look like Championship Manager. Hey, this is definitely cash opportunities for other people out there. Okay, all right, I'm not getting involved in this. Okay, you got all this happening. They're bound to be. Then, SI can't go there. So I'm like, I'm also expecting things like when you launch a game UI for the first time and a game for the first time, right? You can't expect the UI to be okay. This is where I'm hoping that SI actually makes this game playable for people who have certain issues. Like for example, some people might be colorblind, right? So certain colors they can't read certain colors. So I hope that they make the game user friendly in that regard. Yeah, that one I'm really hoping for. Okay, anyway, enough. Let's go and play the game. Talk, 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 talk. I'm gonna get lost. Okay. Talking. Okay, let's get this squad planner again. So we worry about this guy, right, Musi. So I'm thinking, because he's young, I'm lost him. Lost him. Politics also I lost. So these are two of the players that I had last time. Also, Pirini has to come up top. And then we got Biriglia, these two. So planning, and then got Juric. So these are basically the three. So I got four. I basically have four wingers. So we're going to have to keep all these guys. Pirini's contract is 2030. So this is the good news. I got three of them on this contract. Over here, we can forget everybody. Bogdan is the main man. He's 30. So these two guys they're not here. I mean, Pirini is number. Pirini is basically the thing about Pirini. The only problem I have with this guy is he can only play on one flank. So when he plays here, plays like a winger. So I normally play him here, and Bogdan. Oh, Bogdan I think was also right-footed. Yeah. Bogdan is also right-footed. Oh, he's left-footed. Okay, good. So Bogdan plays on the left. This guy plays on the. He plays on the right. This guy plays on the left. And then Philip and Biriglia are the other two, right? And then Philip is Flip. Sorry, Philip. His name is actually Philip. So he's okay on both. But he's not. He's just basically a striker. But he can get into the area. Maybe we'll just carry on depending on him. Okay. So I'm gonna have to keep these guys. Make sure that. Okay. So this guy, we're gonna actually give him a new contract. I'm not signing too many players. I'm not reshuffling the squad because I can't afford it. So we just have to keep making money and then bring in players on the cheap and sell them. That's it. Pop. Has he left Romania? Wow. There are two of them. 22-year-old. Wow, he's still in Romania. This guy is not too bad. I mean, it's like quite good. Doesn't have aggression, but he's quite talented. No? I'm gonna get him to get scouted. I think does he have a twin? There's a goalkeeper. So apparently there's a goalkeeper who's called Raspop and him. So what about, okay, we're gonna give, so Philip comes up and then Biriglia. Biriglia, I think this guy is left-footed, right? We're gonna check, because I want to make sure that their positions are all correct. So this guy can play both flanks. That's good. Okay, so that's not too bad. This guy is also not bad. He can play both flanks. Okay, good. So Biriglia and him, they can start or rotate. So next season, Philip, he's just bought basic. If I think, honestly, right, we should think about letting him go. Biriglia, on the other hand, he will have to start playing more games next season. Musi goes, then we'll start using him. Biriglia, I think we're going to be playing him on. You can play Pirini and Biriglia on this position, and we can purchase it. So I don't think we're going to sign another player. Musi can go for all I care. Of course, we have these guys who are useless. Okay. Then right in the center, we got Frydek and Danielson. This guy is not playing here. Okay, so other than that, looking at our under-19s, I know that this guy has got a lot of potential, but he's a long way from being ready. Yeah, he's developing quite well. Then we've got another player in the under-19s, Nemeth, but I don't know. Nemeth, we put him on loan, but he is not really developed. So that's why I didn't extend his contract. But this guy, what we'll do is we're going to give him a new contract. We have to give them a chance to develop. Okay. So that's sorted the AMC position. Now, striker's position, we're going to take him out. We really only have him and him. Okay, that's it. No, the rest of the strikers are basically, thanks for all the fish. And the rest of them just play in that position whenever we have an issue. Then we got this youngster, Golik, who's training. I think now, we're gonna give him a contract. Another player that probably, right? I don't think he wants this. He wants to go away. Let's see if he's got. Oops. Where's the squad plan? Golik has got 29 next season. I think the only way is for us to. I want to do things more efficiently. Loan status available on loan. Yeah. Okay, the only problem with this game, you will offer him, see whether any club wants to come in. I don't think anybody is going to come in for him. So these two guys are gone, so we can remove them. Varga is definitely going to go. We're not going to worry about his contract. So up top, Bereslav, 30, 29. Philip, we offered him a new contract. That's sorted. So now we fix this one. Now we come here. Here, I think Christoph is gone, so there's no way we're going to be able to hold on to him. Then we got Mihai. Mihai might leave. Yeah. Follow Ronshu. Now, follow Ronshu. We got to give him, he's got maybe one more season left. Yeah. He starts every game without fail. Okay. The rest of these players, forget it. Maiga, Adam, he never really developed. Again, we have to look at bringing people in. Well, we'll probably do it. We got two of them, right? So Mihai, we can offer him a contract as well. But he won up? No, doesn't want to. I understand why, because they hardly ever play. The reason why is because I don't see him being as good as him. Yeah. The problem with Mihai is only so-so. So I'm not willing to give him a lot. And I think he's already reached his cap. Yeah. Mihai is very close. No, he says he's got some more to go. We'll play him this season regularly ahead of Oloronsho. We can actually play a 4-3-3. The reason why I changed my formations is not because of anything else, but for keeping my place in the club. I still chip, man. Hey, Skycoot, how are you, man? If you had to rate your hype for, I think Francis, hype. I'm just rating my hype. I'm not rating the game, right? My hype or everybody else's hype? My hype is only about 2, 3. I'm not hyping the game up. My hype is very low, 1 or 2 only. If you hype the game up too much, you get too disappointed. So my hype is really low, 1 or 2. That's about it. Yeah, it's coming. That's about it. Okay. Because if not, if I like, yeah, it's coming, suddenly it's a train wreck. Oh my God, there you go, man. I got a steeper fall. So I don't hype the game at all. So Martin Kern, Christian Mihai, Christoph is gone. So Michael Fuloronshu goes up. Okay, so what we're going to do next season is we're going to start these two all the time. Hopefully, Haibe Maiga is gone, so we can worry about him. Then those two, and then follow Ronshu. That's 3. So we have to look at signing 2 more players next season. Young, very young players. So we cannot go out there and sign very old players. Yeah, we're going to sign like 19-year-old, 22. Maybe 1 more player, so that because if we're going to be playing a 4-3-3 next season, we need to get 1 more player in the club. We don't have enough. Habib is gone as well, so we don't have enough. Let's see if we have anybody from our short list. Marlon Gomez, this guy was 1. And then we have Pike, and these are the ones we scouted, right? So these are the ones that we scouted last time. The contracts are, this guy is Pablo. We can actually move for Pablo, no. Pablo is like a playmaker. Then this guy is not too bad at 12 million. He's not too bad. He could start, but again here, he is more like, he won't tackle much, but we are looking only for somebody to fulfill that. No, this guy is out, like, it's too expensive. Covered. So. Do I think Liverpool should bench Words? I think the system that Liverpool are playing is going to take them some time to get used to it. I mean, Liverpool did create the most shots on target among the top tier, in England at one point prior to defeat to Crystal Palace. We did. I mean, like, we've been unlucky when it comes to goals. They do okay. They give them something. They gotta get words playing. Yeah. That's true. Gonna be nice to have a new engine. So I kind of expect there to be issues, just so it's not too many. I think there will be some issues for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna happen. I think there will be issues. I think it's like every other game that we played. In fact, there'll be a lot of UI issues because it's the new UI, right? That's what I expect. So we got this guy coming in. It's like 4.6 million. We scouted him. So scout report. He'll be difficult to adapt easily, but he might be interested in coming. So we are going to add him to our shortlist again. So default. So these are all the ones that we had scouted earlier, but some of them are very expensive. Like, I'm not going to go for Maximum Porone, but it's players that got room to grow like this. They're worth it. Inconsistent when presented with chances. We're not asking him to score, but he's a decent personality. Braden Johnson. Okay, again, this is like a project. If he's got a lot up like this, then we could actually sign him and then try him, give him a chance to develop. If he's got good aggression, yes, concentration. I think this one could be worth bringing to the club, and then we bring him to the club and then we loan him out. Okay, all right. So what we'll do is ask the agent about availability. He's only coming in so that we can loan him out. That's it. And then this guy's a free signing. Plays with Wolves, can play in multiple positions, which should be quite a fantastic thing for Football Manager. FM26. You see this when you get excited. Oh my God, he can play multiple positions. LFC should bench Salah before. I think I agree with say it out loudly. I don't think Word should be benched. It should be Salah. Because Salah is going to have a AFCON coming up, right? I think they should bench Salah. Problem is, will Salah allow himself to be benched? I have my doubts. This guy is a bit more room to grow. Yeah. Ismaili Kone. I think what we want to do is edit the search. We don't want to have 15 to 51. What we want is very young players. We got 15 to 22. Okay, we're looking at all the young players who are the ones that are worth looking at and bringing to the club. Alfie Harrison, we scouted him earlier, not so good. But room to grow. Daniel Mason, English plays for Manchester City. Wanted by a few clubs. Again, big project. But Daniel Mason, right? I think what we'll do is we see whether we can. He's incredibly interested. If he comes, right, it's basically to go out on loan again. Yeah, go out on loan. If I bring him, it's to go out on loan. That's it. He comes, he goes on loan straight away. We want to have players out on loan. Hopefully some club wants it. Because the reason why I went is because Luton want him. So that means I can sign him and then loan him to Luton. Okay, so what else we got? So 15 to 22. That's one. At least we got one player in. So now I'm going to look for the other benchmark. It's going to be 21 to 25, 24. This is players that may get a chance to play for me. Okay, like here, this guy is not going to grow anymore. So whatever we see in terms of... Actually, if you go to Football Manager 26, it's the same thing. You see these two being equal, he's not going to grow anymore. So do you like his attributes? No. That's how simple this game is. Shadow Striker, DM. DM again, ball winning midfielder, Luke Laban. Luke Laban, it won't grow anymore, but it's a bit slower. We can't just sign a player just to add him to our squad. He's got to fulfill. So we're going to come inside here. All those guys who got terrible acceleration. 11 is the benchmark arena. So we got Matthias Stojanovic, no, bravery too low. Tommy McDermott. Tommy McDermott is okay, man. Yeah, he's currently a fringe player at West Ham, but he could definitely play for us. Yeah. Hey, Burnley, sorry. Approach the signer. Let's go. Let's see what he does. He doesn't want to come. So we're gonna put him, transfer, add to our shortlist. If he's not picked up, we'll pick him up. Doran Miranovic. okay, his technique is low. He's gonna get yellow cards. So there's not many out there. So we'll have to wait till later. Recruitment focus, we can go in there. See, we don't have money for all this right now. So we're gonna boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna set up one recruitment focus for DMs. Okay. 15 to about 24. The current Miriam currently, this is fine. These are going to be starting players. Okay, so not roaming playmaker, defensive midfielder, so it's easier. Should I just DM easier this way? Okay, 15 to 25. Minor details at the height. I'm a terrible person. Every player in my club must be tall. Never mind. Let's make sure it's not too tall. 1.8. Let's not rule out the rest. Or rather, okay, I'm not going to see it. I was going to see something even more corny. Okay, so this is it. So we got DM. Let them see. So from this, based on this, including all the other shortlists that they've done, right? These are the players that they're recommending. Okay. That's why I like to have that tick at the bottom. No? So if you come here and you tick this, right, and you do something, all the recruitment focuses that you currently have, they will give you a list of names immediately. So there we got a list of names already. I'm looking at a player that can play for us. So Daniel Mason is one of them. So we got this guy. It's not too bad. We can bring him in. It's quite cheap. And then his resolute personality, breakthrough prospect. That's another one. Dragan, what? Propovic. But no, this guy. Sorry, he's Portuguese. He's pretty much got a lot of he's got a very tall player. It could be a decent signing. Transfer, make an offer. I think not too expensive, right? So we add it to our shortlist first. Okay. There's one. And then these are all this. We got this. No, it's not good enough. Then this guy is okay. This guy is like the Finnish article. Is this Finnish article good enough? No, it's not. Remember, these guys are gonna have to be rotational options. Ismaili Kone cannot. No way you're coming to me. Is it 8 determination 9? I mean, okay, Shoten concentration 9, or Royal also concentration. So among all of them, this is the most interesting prospect here. Coaching report. What does he say? Yeah, agent wants to make a lot of money. I think this is worth it. Okay, we're gonna go ask agent about availability. Competition of places that I knew it. Okay, this is worth it. The competition of players means we can ask the guy. So this one is 2 million. So add installments, 3 installments. We give them another 1 million. 1.9 should get it over the door. 1.5. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right, we got 2 players coming in. Okay, that's it. We're done. Our business ready. Start negotiate. Come on, don't tell me. He's a rotational option. He wants to be a star player. You call this a star player? Walk away. I thought I had him, no. The Crystal Palace, it's a wake-up call for Liverpool. Liverpool didn't play well. And Crystal Palace, let's be realistic. They have played quite well. Okay, they are normally a good team. No, Liverpool lost to them doesn't mean that Liverpool. I've already been saying it since the season started. I expect Liverpool to have issues gelling all their players into one cohesive unit. Still a long way to go. So these are data from this season. Expected goals per game, we were first. Expected goals against per game, we were first. Goals per game, we were first. Conceded per game, wow, I'm telling you, we are the top of pop. So we conceded the most goals. We always guaranteed to be entertaining, our club. We score a goal every game and we concede a goal every game. But I tell you something, this is entertaining football. For every goal that we concede, we might score 3. Very entertaining. So I tell you, our fans must have been so excited with the football that we put on display. Season review. Let's look at the new arrivals. I think we didn't bring too many. We brought this guy Juric, and he actually performed quite well. 7.51. Should give him more game time. Birikley also played quite well. We should give him more game time as well. 7.36. Monksgaard also came in as a covering fullback. Also did well. Yakumo. So our signings were on the money. On the money. Duric also plays as a central defender. Gasparini had 7 starts at the end of the season. Okay. At least we played the players we were supposed to sign. That's good. revenue is down all the way. So Borukov, Musi will leave. So we'll get Pierini to play here. Danielson, this will be set up. But of course, we want to play the 4-3-3. Yeah, who was the major awards winners? Wow, major trophies. We've been sweeping everything. Manager of the year, look at that, man. Major, not too bad, huh? We also did. We won the league. So far, it's so good for us. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna what? Yep. Okay. No, nothing too ambitious. End of season. Discuss plans. The usual thing. I have nothing else to talk about. So thank you for coming. The reason why a lot of you like the game is because you can use every single millimeter of the screen, right? Have you all seen the Football Manager 26 look? A lot of free space. Great for TVs. The Hungarian, what? Has called with a question to us. No need. We're not going to talk to the press. I love this part of the game. I don't talk to the press. I want to play the game. So looking around the leagues right now, we got Man City doing quite well. Huh? What a race to the title. City, Arsenal, Liverpool. This Liverpool team. Or this not Destiny. Destiny, they're relegated. Southampton is switched at Leicester City. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Valencia. Valencia owned by Singaporean companies. Inter, AC, Napoli. Inter top of the table. AC, there's a Milan story going on there. I don't look at me. I'm the sort of person that finds it. Like I expect to see this in FM26, no, where you don't know who this club is. Who the hell is this club? I'm like, I don't know who this club is. Who is this club? History. Landmarks. I'm still trying to figure out who this club is. Overview. Full name Sepp, whatever they are. No, so I think these kind of things will happen because of the rights, right? The licensing rights in South America. And because I don't think skinning will be an option in FM26, you're going to have to accept that. What can you do? Palmeiras, it shows on a logo. Yeah, the logo, but there won't be any logos in, what do you call it? I didn't stare at the logo. There won't be any logos in FM26. So I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around that. Yeah, so that will be. Well, this actually is, to be honest with you, right? This is my favorite page in the whole of the skin for FM26 because of the font. Come on, that font that makes me feel so comfortable. I always wondered, why can't SI give us the option to change the font? Is it particularly SI's font? Is it? They designed this font? I don't think so. Yeah, people will still put logos, but the question is whether people can have logos in the game. That's the thing. Yeah. I know we all want logos. I also want to put my logos in the game. The question is going to be whether it's going to be possible to put logos in the game. Yeah. Because if SI are working on this game like the way they're doing right now, I mean, they're going to have to give it like, let's just go. I don't know. I think one or two fellas are waiting on their contracts first. There won't be logos. Yeah. 100% there won't be any logos. Tougher, So we made how much money? We got 227. Okay. 1 million only from the Conference League. Terrible, So not much, no. Yep. So next, Stupid Science League. Okay, done. All right. So competition in Conference League, right? So now we're gonna go on holiday and come back on the 1st of Wait, whoops. Coming on the first. I know, I agree. I think it is a mistake if SI don't keep the game moddable. I agree with that sentiment. But the thing is this, you also gotta understand from the developer's point of view. Okay, if they made the game moddable with the new year, which is what happened in FM11. FM11 we had this issue. Okay, where the game was still moddable, people could put in their skins and their logos, and then when the crashes started happening, SI was like, where's it coming from? Because everybody was submitting a crash report. But they submit the save with their skin inside there or with a custom database loaded already inside there, and the game will be crashing. So how is SI supposed to know what to fix if your UI might have caused it as well? So they have to remove everything that might possibly lead to a crash. So they have to play it in put you in a sandbox, play with that toy first before they allow you to bring your own toys into the sandbox. No? Yeah. So that's the thing. It's from a design side, you cannot have it. No? It would be a good for them to make the stadiums easier or not. That Chico, if they make the stadiums moddable, they'll be sued. They will be sued because a lot of the stadiums have naming rights or IP rights to the stadium. You can't even reproduce the stadium anywhere else as an image because the stadium holds the rights. So if they make it moddable, then they'll have to like give them. So the problem is this: you give a person an inch, they'll take a yard. Right? Why? If tomorrow they made the stadiums moddable and they give you the designs to do it, some people will go, but I want it to look like us. I really want it to look like us. So can't we have this? Can't we have that? In the end of it all, right? Is this football manager or stadium manager? So as I have to focus the resources where it's really critical for the simulation, which is going to be the match engine and the match engine and the match engine. That's it. That's where all his resources go. Everybody, a lot of competitors out there who want to create simulation games like Football Manager they all want to see what the inside of the match engine looks like. And then I've had conversations with people as well, but they ask me what I thought was in the match engine. I'm going like, how the hell should I know? I don't know anything, man. All I know is it's an attribute-driven, event-based match engine. That's all. That's the only thing I know. Exactly. Copa Roscoe is right. There might come to a point where the license agreements will have agreements that block mods. I'm pretty certain right now some companies are looking at that as well. I mean, look at FIFA, for example. FIFA just gave you the Premier League just gave SI the license to use them. I think at the end of the day, it's like these South American. So some of these South American federations, or maybe in Singapore, the Singapore Premier League will want money from you. You sell the game and do so well, is it? Wow, look at the money EAFC just made. Did Electronic Arts just get? Isn't Electronic Arts now a part of Newcastle United? Newcastle United's parent holding company now owns Electronic Arts. Can you believe it? That is currently the situation in the world right now, where gaming companies and the licenses they hold will be, up for grabs, man. So I think it's going to be tough, no? Yeah, so some of these leagues are they want to keep their licenses very close to, they probably want to control their licenses as much as they can. They don't want to let other clubs take their licenses and then make money off them. I mean, some of these leagues are not as rich as the Premier League or some of the other leagues who don't really care what 1 million or 2 million is to them. But what about some of the other smaller leagues around the world? And a lot of these licenses, they probably worth some money to them, man. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. But so inefficient. CPU 4. Okay, right. I like the fact, you see, this game doesn't utilize much, no. That's why people come to me and go like, I want to get Football Manager, I want to use my RAM. I'm always telling them, right, if you want to play FM26, please make sure your video card has got at least 6 gigabytes of RAM. And even though you might not have the most strongest CPU. Chances are, looking at me, my CPU is quite strong. No? There are times when my CPU hits about 90, all cores. All cores, and that's push. That means my rig is also pushing it. No? So can you imagine if my rig at times is pushing it, what a computer bought 7 years ago is going to be doing? You need is the CPU is on fire. ES been bought by, they also bought it on a huge loan, so there are fears that they can cut resources. EFC will trim, yeah, some of the license, but it's great now to me, right? I'm very, very happy. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that this game didn't go. It's not being owned by somebody else. I'm not gonna mention it, okay, because it's very political. Okay, it's very, very political because you see the geodynamics of the dynamics of the world right now. You have to be very, very, like, you got to take a step back and ask yourself, where is everything going in terms of ownership? Everything is moving in certain directions in terms of ownership. No? Media companies being owned by somebody, and gaming companies going somewhere else. You got to look at the world right now and pay a lot of attention to this because information is power. Control of the landscape where the young spend a lot of time is very important. It's a lot of money, man. It's a very fascinating world we live in right now. For me, like, there's certain things I'm doing that's fascinating. And of course, there's certain things I see. I'm very, very sad. Very, very sad. So we are going to reach the point where there's a crossover date, right? 1st of July. I like to do this all the time because I like to benchmark my rig. So this year, this game didn't do too much to it, so it was like, okay. And I'm running several things in the background on this machine, so it's quite okay. So whatever. So these are the things. I got the editor running, yeah, and this. Okay, done. Okay, so next we're gonna inbox. Anything that we have to action? Yeah, nothing. Apparently I've done everything. Okay, good. Okay, alright. So next. Okay, here we are. Schedule. Let's arrange our friendlies. We're gonna arrange multiple friendly matches. We're definitely going away. That's what we do all the time. And then we'll do one here. 2. I think more, right? 3 and 4. Why? Oh, we came back. We came back after the friendlies, is it? Holy shit. Smaller. Smaller. Okay, done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, done. 7, 15 and got before a Champions League match. So we are Champions League qualifying game. So of us, we got to play this two and get into the league. Transfers coming in. We got Daniel Mason joins on the 1st of July. So which is tomorrow. Teams accept, done. So now it's a grand cross. We already crossed over, so it's okay. So I didn't feel it very much. Yeah. Yay. He's coming in, so we're gonna move him straight away into midfield. We're gonna get him to be a defensive midfielder on support. Focus will be on first touch. Where's passing? Yep, this will be fine. Okay, offers made for Andreev. Everybody wants him. Contract. Yes, let's see if I can give him a new contract. I told you, right? He isn't prepared to. Contract details. I think we have him or trigger contract extension clause. Okay, so that's good news. I might make Gasparini. Gasparini contract. Again, this one's 30th, so we're not going to let him go. All right. Training-wise, we're going with the calendar. And I mean, honestly, right? Honestly, I think sometimes I wish that we didn't have to do all this. Yeah. I can choose not to do this. Heavy mid. Yeah. Then we will just go in and we'll just leave it, I guess. Yeah. The default training. Yeah, how many of you are watching the stream right now actually go into the game and handle every aspect of training, the schedule? Let's assume, right, if I didn't, my schedules were not available to all of you. How many of you actually do that? Like, you know. I'm quite curious to know what the answer is. Where's the squad? Where's the registration? Suddenly I forgot to register my players. Never mind. Okay. Tactics, right? We're not gonna use this. We're not gonna use this. We're gonna have to play with this. Okay. Kern Friday for Lone Shoe. And where's a new player? I think he's not here yet. We'll play him. Zacharias is leaving. Danielson will play here. And then Stupa will play here. Ayuriki will play here. Bharat is back. Iliev is injured. Okay. I'm gonna just make templates and plug them. Okay, I do the same thing. Yeah. Doing templates only. So only one fella. I think the rest of you, right, probably just let the ass man do it. Yeah. Because if the rest of you are just letting the ass man do it, then it doesn't make a difference. You certainly not use the default ones. Okay. I know there's a difference between the default ones and stuff that you do yourself. Yeah. Always felt that there is a big difference between the two. But the problem is this. We're also in the minority. Those people who do it themselves. Because ultimately developers look at the majority and decide what's best for the game. I think. I hope not. But I would expect them to. Yeah. Alright, so obviously we haven't played this system in a while, so we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do what am I doing different for? Don't pressing. Please don't do that. Play the way you normally play, alright? Okay, we're gonna go advanced forward. We're gonna change the tactics slightly. We're gonna go winger on attack and winger on support. And then we're gonna have these guys doing the thing that they do. This guy. No, this guy should go wide. This guy shouldn't come in. They should go wide. This guy should be in inverted wingers too. Yeah. So he goes this way. And then this guy should go sit Naroka inside because this one will stay wide. Okay, done. Then we come in here and then we save this again. Hungary Gambit. The Hungry Gambit. The Hungry Gambit. I know I intentionally spelled it that way, okay? Anyone who wants a new laptop should never go less than 16GB RAM, 4GHz multi-core processor, any GPU older than. Oh, that's exactly. Windows is very time nowadays. And you actually have to buy a laptop with very good thermals, because there are not many laptops right now that can play Football Manager. I'm telling you right now, there are not many. The only one I can think of right now off the top of my head is the Legion series from Lenovo that can play. The Asus series, some of them can play, not all of them. Those are the only two off the top of my head. No? The rest of the rigs all cannot. No way you can play Football Manager on them, because it's so damn hot when you touch the laptop. It's like literally cooking. No, because you have to have very good thermal sinks for the fans. So you have to invest, and it's not a small amount of money. I did a list for somebody on Discord. They were talking about laptops that they need to we're looking at. I gave him the budget version. I did the expensive version and the normal version. How much money you got to spend. You got 2,000 and you go for this range. in local currency. I don't think there's anything you get for 2,000 now for Football Manager. Oh my god. Look at our team, right? My word. Pre-season friendly, not even serious. Okay. Biriglia. I think what was my plan? I think I was gonna play him on the left. Right side, right? So he's got right strong. So it comes in here. Then we got 61 minutes. We got where's the Kid Dynamite? Kid Dynamite, I didn't bring him. Okay. Mongsgard plays on the right. Juric can play here. Civic can play. No, Civic is probably no. Civic has to play. Okay, all right, that's it. And then DM Friday will come here. Zach is leaving the club. Barath, we may know choice. Barath, he came back from loan, so contract. I think Barath came out on loan. This is our player, Peter Barath. He was on loan for a while. We couldn't fit him into the team last season, but this season we will. So he's got about one more. I think we're gonna hang on to him, and then Barath, where you're gonna be playing for this guy. So you come on me. I will go to the bank. Okay. Yeah, you don't look at the minimum specs of any recommendation for Football Manager and assume, right, that will be good enough for your laptop. Never gonna work that way. So Biriglia can play here. Juric can play here. Juric, I think he is only strong with the right foot, so you can expect him to be like winger, moving to chance. He's gonna run between the spaces. Using his pace, and if we put an advanced forward, you keep up with him. All right, now we do a quick sub. We take out our striker and put on somebody else. That's it. No, we already got a striker up. The Varga is gone. Already our players are gonna go. So we're almost getting our season off to a ground. So probably the next time we stream, I'll probably have finished preseason. Because we're not signing anyone else. Yeah. So we'll probably hoof on down straight to the Champions League match. Or we'll just go to the, take our time to get the chance. In fact, we can do that now. Yeah. Because as you probably can guess, right, I am busy with certain stuff right now. Yeah. Okay, so we have to do other things to get ready because there's a lot of prep work for FM 26. All right. Here we go. I think we're going to do... McLean is going to be a tough team. I think what I'll do is just go on holiday. Holiday all the way until 15th of July. Let the manager play whatever he wants to play. And if we get injuries, we get injuries. We just have to live with it. And then we'll be set for the rest of the way. Because these seriously are S-band. Normally, my pre-season isn't so tough, no. He's got Mechelen, Hard Yoke Split. He's picked all the decent clubs to play against. I would have picked like neighboring, but our neighbors, the Plumbers, retired accountants. All those would have been my picks. So let's see. We started the stream a bit early today. That's good. We're also gonna end the stream a bit early as well, and then we shall be able to focus on more things tomorrow. Tomorrow will be tactics, but it might not. The stream might not happen. Yeah, it might not happen tomorrow. I might take the day off and prepare for FM26. Yeah, I have to start preparing for FM26. It'll take some time because between now and we are in October already, baby. Yeah. Once October hits, my streams are going to be sporadic. Man. Okay, I'm being realistic here. These streams are going to be sporadic as I start getting ready for FM26. And some content creators will probably stop streaming altogether. You won't see them on stream because they're preparing for FM26 with their content. So all of us are going to be, because there's going to be like, okay, who's going to get your content on already, right? That kind of thing. Yeah, so that's going to be important. So I hope you guys understand this. If you don't see from me or hear from me in the next couple of weeks, yeah, I am also trying to find time to do the video as well, which I wanted to get for you on how to set up your GPU. That'll be my first video. I think I'm gonna have to call the stream very soon and go and write the script for that video, which should take me about half an hour to 1 hour. Then prepare, get all the images for the video. Do the diagrams I need to do. This is what happens to your GPU when you play the game Football Manager. And this is what the GPU will look like when you're playing the game Black Myth Wukong. Now, why is your rig not set up to optimize Football Manager? Stuff like that. Maybe I should get Joey to do the video. Joey will, you stupidissimo. I got my computer all done the wrong way. Because if in a nutshell, right? For all those guys, right? If you are running your NVIDIA GPU card, I just show it to you guys here. I'll see what I can do it now. It's quite easy setting to do. No? Go to your for all the NVIDIA GPU card users, right? You just have to make sure. I'll show you my settings right? Yeah, let me just get out this. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay, so typically, right, manage 3D settings where you want to go. Then you see this program. I set it for your game. Like I got my game here. Football Manager, see that? So you can always set it, you can add. So for most of you, you would like set like, okay, a lot of things are going to be off. Okay, all this CUDA, anti-process. Then you come to here, low latency mode. You got to set it to ultra. Okay, open Geo rendering GPU. Choose whatever you're using for your graphics card. Here's a kicker. Power management mode. If you want to play Football Manager, set it to prefer maximum power. That's it. Okay, this is about it. Texture filtering should be on. Okay, that's basically it. This is what you want to do so you can run your game. So basically for us, because like I got different settings for different games. No? Like here I got football. Like I play Black Myth Wukong, right? Black Myth Wukong is a different setup altogether. Okay, so there I got low latency mode. Texture filtering quality high. Trilinear optimization on because I want to see the lights, all that fancy artwork, right? Threaded optimization is on. That's for Black Myth Wukong. But then when I'm playing the game like Football Manager, it's different. If I can find my Football Manager again. But you gotta set the profile. There we go. Football Manager is here. Say application control. Sorry, not application. Application control is the global settings. You know, you have to set your global settings. But here, there, high performance here. This one has got trilinear because I'm using my card, for my 3D. But I will show you the settings for different rigs. You gotta do it there. Does this mean you get early access? Everybody is gonna get early access, right? Yeah. Are you talking about advanced access? Advanced access, can't say. I mean, advanced access we're gonna get on November the 20th, right? But the guys who have basically even if you get early access, right? The way it works with SI is this: they invite people for certain things sometimes, okay, but they all have to sign an NDA, and they actually pay attention to what these guys are doing. Now, If you are on an NDA, it means you cannot talk about the game, you cannot show anything about the game. And if you do, they kick you off the NDA straight away. And I know people who have been kicked off the NDA. Sometimes people get kicked off. And if you get kicked off, you can't get back in. It's quite sad. So if you ask anybody who's on an NDA, they'll just smile and change the subject. Yeah. They can't talk about it. Yeah. So there's no point asking, are you on the NDA? Does this mean you have early access? The guy can't say anything. He just go, whatever makes you happy. Okay. So you can't really talk about it. So it's out of contract. Elder Civic is left. No? Do you think the legend wants to come back? I mean, come on. You left the club. Maybe you want to come. Maybe he wants to come back, right? It's like, Elder Civic, come on, you leave the club. You're a legend last time. Lose despite. Okay, so we got our match coming up. We're playing the Champions League, Shamrock Rovers. Let's get it done, baby. It's the Shamrock Rovers. Yeah, Shamrock Rovers. We're going to play a 4-2-3-1 against Shamrock. Away, we're going to play a 4-3-3. Okay? We'll play a 4-3-3 away from home. Idea is not to lose. Okay? Let's make sure that, we accord them the, the respect they deserve. There's no more Civic, no. The great Civic is no longer in the team. Pradek, Floronshu, Kern, the Nielsen, Juric, Takax, Bara. This is like a real bunch of dead fellas. The legends are not in the club anymore. When is my registration? I think my registration date for the squad for the Champions League. There we go. Champions League. Where is it? Registration over already, right? Yeah, I think so. Adam, no. Takak, no. Golik, no. Philip. How many did we got? We got 3, 1, 3, 20, 20. That means I got space. Yeah, I should have space one more. Yakomoriki. Iliev. One of you cannot play. It can't be that I cannot bring 2 left backs. So I got to bring one of them. Otherwise, I won't have a left back. Got Monksguard, Kern, Floronshu, Kradek, Pirini, Gasparini, Danielson, Juric, Takax, Bara, Sazlo is homegrown club. No difference. I take you out, so no change. Might as well stay there. Goalie, Christian. This is the problem for us. We got no left back. Yeah. Who the heck is Daniel Mason? Oh, this guy is going on loan. Sorry, you're not coming. I thought I had spot, right? So now I know why. Okay. Now you're gonna. Daniel Mason is not coming. What is his name there? We only sign him so we can loan him out. Where's Mason? Transfers, we can do it from here. In. Okay. History. There we go. Transfer loan status available for loan. Transfer, add to development list. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna put him on loan, right? So I might as well put him there. Okay, alright. And Mihai is here, so it's okay. Left back, we're gonna have a problem on left backs. Hey, decisive are you? We're gonna have a massive problem in Liverpool this season. We're gonna have a massive problem in Europe this season. No way Mascara is leaving. Friday, I think he's got a contract expiring this year, so yeah, 2 seasons. Do you try to balance the player mentality? Nah, no such thing. Yeah. Do you try to balance the player mentalities? Never lah. There's no such. You don't have to do that in the game. Yeah. What you have to like attacking? You got like 6 attacking duties because the mentality is balanced. Therefore, you have to do that's bullshit lah. Yeah. No need to do that lah. Don't overcomplicate. The game is not that difficult. You want to play on cautious mentality? You can play on attacking mentality with everybody on support duty. Anybody who says otherwise, don't listen to them. Yeah, don't forget it. No need to. Keep the game simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Do not overcomplicate your game, man. The moment I saw here, that sounds like something somebody was advising like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people were doing that, no? They thought there was a logic behind balancing the number of attack duty, support duty. Even then, it was bogus. Yeah. Don't know why. I don't get it. Yeah. And then people swear it's correct because why? It's a placebo effect. Never been true. And nah lah. Bullshit lah. You just got suckered in by a YouTube video. Balancing mentalities is so dumb. It's stupid. Tell me the video. Link it to me in chat. I want to know what the video is. Who the fuck came up with this stupid logic? It's called bloody placebo effect. All leading you up the... Yeah, you're going up. No. Don't listen to all this nonsense videos. In fact, next time you all link it to me. I'm gonna bloody do a video and say what kind of a dumbass thing is this, man? Oh, if you want to get views, you don't have to come up with such stupid videos. I'm sorry, that's a dumbass video. I don't care who did it. But there are going to be people who will make those kind of tell you guys to do that because they will come up with some. They say, "Oh, this guy did this simulation, that simulation." What makes you? Were you there when he did the simulation, or are you taking his word for it? A lot of people right now are trying to become content creators because why? They think, oh, I want to be like Lolujo, I want to be like this guy. They're making like 2,000, 3,000 because everyone was watching the videos. I'll come up with something. This is new, this is cool, this is unique. What the fuck for? And there are some content creators who used to do that. Okay, they became quite well known after they stopped doing tactic stuff because you know why? Because there was a whole case of they bring this garbage. Somebody who's been watching the channel might bring this garbage to the forums. And on the forums, the developers will turn around and say, "No, you're talking. This is nonsense. There's no such thing." And then after a while, it became quite common for it to happen. Quite a lot of times it was happening on the forums. So much so that now I don't see them doing a single tactical thing anymore. But they got all the views. They got all the community to like them. Oh wow, you know something, right? So what do you think all this bullshit started with the guys who were doing that evidence-based that was all garbage as well. But nobody believed it because you know what? Oh, this guy must be doing something right because he's doing a simulation. I'm like, fuck, go do your own, man. Also full of shit. Why? Because they want you to come to their website or whatever, And then the guys who link that as well, at the end of the day, look, if it is true, I will be the first one to tell you, and I'll tell you, go to the forums, right? I will be the first one to tell you it doesn't work or whatever, I don't. It's not big, and I've never been after views, right? So, yeah, Ken, you can put. I think I got links up there. You can push the video link. I don't know who did it though. Balancing mentality is garbage. It's attack support duty. That's it. Yeah. There's no such thing as balancing. Oh, you got timed out. Shit. Oh, 600 seconds. Shit. How do I undo it? Thank you, Chico. You removed the timeout. I don't know how to remove timeouts, no? Yeah, I have no clue how to remove timeouts. Thank you. Okay,
Greetings, fellow football managers, and welcome to a really quick video. There's some stuff going on, so I need to take a break from my player role series. That will be back next time I upload, but I just wanted to do a video on mentality.
Yeah. I mean, you can hear his video in the background.
Because some of you may have watched my video on positive team that is 3 or 4 leagues below you. You should generally have much better players even if your team isn't great in terms of passing and mentals. If you are playing a team in the same league and you're playing with a mid-table team, there are a lot of teams who are going to be a lot better than you in terms of those mental stats, which will then allow them to intercept because your players are playing a higher tempo for the passing directness that you've chosen. If we switch this up to balanced now, and we look at in possession, you'll see passing directness is standard, tempo is standard, and attacking width is standard. Everything is perfectly default. For this reason, I believe that balanced is a fantastic mentality if you want to, quote unquote, go back to basics.
Okay, all right. One, yes, if you adjust the mentality, the team mentality, you will affect how attacking your roles become, because the mentality is the big change, like the slider that affects everything, right? Because everything has got a set level for mentality. Like every role has a set level of mentality, and consider mentality the slider that pushes everything, right? So once you set everything, like I want this role, 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 right? Then after you change mentality, everything moves along with it. Okay, that's how it's set up. How do I know? Okay, I was one of the guys who was involved in the whole this was done many years ago by SI, right? Like many years ago. All you guys were there, and they actually when you were playing FM11, you guys got a chance to play with it, and you saw the damn thing in action. So you guys should know as well. So, okay, that is correct. But the second part is garbage. So you can't go to balance and then say, oh, now I have to bring these guys positive down. It balances this thing. I know I change these guys. I shouldn't be using support duty. I should be using attacking, or I should be using this role instead of that role. I'm sorry, you change balance. It's just everybody go up one time, everybody go down a bit. That's as simple as it gets. Okay. So every single role in the game has got a value for the mentality. Balance does not change. It changes everyone. So if you want, it's just risk. That's all it is. So, fuck it lah. Balanced mentality is actually okay, you know? Yeah, balanced mentality is actually a very good mentality. Why do I say that? Because balanced mentality means that if you play the game, right? Okay, balanced mentality is a great mentality to start with because everything has been baselined already. That means you're not too high in terms of risk, you're not too low in terms of risk. Because 10 is on the risk scale of the game, right? It's like, oh, I'm sitting on the fence. Okay, it's a bit of this, a bit of that. I want to play attacking, but I also want to be equally defensive. That's what it is. Okay, so if you play on positive mentality, then you have pushed everybody along the scale. So the only way your game is going to be, your guys are going to play a bit more defensively is if you chose defensive duties or you chose defensive roles like defensive winger, or maybe you're playing on a fullback on defense or a halfback. Now those guys will have a lower defensive starting mentality. That's it. Now, the other thing about mentality and why balance is good is because when you start on balance, when you put your roles on the pitch, right, that's their starting position. If you increase mentality, you're actually pushing them high up the pitch. If you reduce mentality, you're lowering them down the pitch. That slider itself is just a slight increase or a slight decrease to the starting default setup that you have, which is balance. In the center is the default setting. So consider that to be the default setting without making any changes in terms of risk. That's all it is. Yeah. So for years, right, people have been saying you can't play on very attacking mentality or you can't play on very defensive mentality. Actually, I proved it a couple of years ago when I started going, okay, fine. If you want to play on very defensive, just increase tempo and creative, be more expressive. You will suddenly find that your team is playing slightly differently, but it doesn't look like they're being defensive at all. Or you play a very defensive, but then now I'm going like, okay, I want to play a very defensive, but I'm playing underlap. Underlap, up the pitch. My passing directness is set the standard for mix. So there's so many. If you understand what mentality is doing, right, that's all it does. And it's not going to be different in FM26. But there will be somebody out there who will believe that everything has changed. And the problem with this is when you go into the game believing that everything has changed or you have preconceived notions of how things work, it's very dangerous, right? Because you see, a lot of these content creators, they are not involved they're not, I'll tell you very clearly, right? A lot of these content creators, you know who they are. Like the ones who have legitimately have interactions with SI. You will know because you'll see them on the forums, you'll hear their names on the forums, and other content creators out there will talk about them. Right? They will. Because they also know who these guys are. You can't be somebody who seems to know. I don't pretend to know everything, especially if FM26 comes around the corner. I won't know everything. No? I'll be like one of those guys, I have no clue what's going on in the game. I'll tell you right now, I have absolutely no clue. Have they changed something about the game? I have no idea. Is mentality going to work the same way? All I know is mentality, from what I understand, if they are maintaining the same match engine, it cannot have changed the basis of how the game operates. Right? It can't because because Paul Collier is the one that designed it, and he's the one that originally explained it to everybody on the forums, and most of you were never there. We're talking about the year 2002. And there's the daddy who made the game, and the game still runs the same way. Do you know that there are developers in SI who have never spoken to the man, the myth, and the legend? Okay? Who wish they had worked with him. And they are like, there's only one person left in the content creator community who has actually directly worked with him, or rather indirectly in terms of emails. That's about it. That's it. So it's not many. It's going to be the same match engine. Yeah, definitely. No, I won't say it's the same match engine. It'll be a different match engine because they would have iterated the match engine, meaning they have improved the match engine, right? But they already said what? SI did say this a couple of weeks ago. They said it like a few weeks ago when they said that they will be using the match engine, but it'll be an iteration, meaning they would have improved certain parts of the match engine because the match engine has been the same since 1998, but it's been slowly being improved. It's iterated, it's improved. There's a reason why nobody can replicate the game, because their match engine is the secret sauce that every other company in the world wants to get. It's a proprietary match engine. It is their own. It's like saying that they have their own collision physics engine that nobody else has in the world. And everyone is trying to figure out what it is because they want to make games just like theirs. They can't. That match engine is theirs and theirs alone. So when people say we want you to rewrite the match engine, it's a lot easier said than done because they are the only ones on the planet with that match engine. So you want them to rewrite it? Kind of challenging at the moment. So what they have to do is bring on board people who can work with that match engine, right? To improve it, to include collision, because they have to for them to do like what I said earlier in the stream when I first started, right? If they would do collision physics, they'd actually rebuild the whole match engine from the bottom. What's the score for that game tonight? We just won 3-1. Yeah. We won 3-1. We beat Shamrock Rovers 3-1. We didn't even talk about the game, right? I wasn't even talking about the Shamrock Rovers game. We'll play the second leg at home. I think the Shamrock Rovers, they got shammed. It was a sham, baby. They got smashed by us. We went there, we walloped them 3-1 and we walked away. And we just beat them and they just walked out to the stadium like, done our business. We're going to have to play our first league game against Kishwada, and then after that we're going to travel. They're coming to our house, man. Yeah, I don't know what they got, Decisive. They got a very secret source there. But yeah, I can see. He's got 19K views for the video. 1 year ago he did the video. There's the one thing I do agree with what he said is, if you are playing the game of Football Manager the first time, play your tactic on balanced mentality. I will say that. I've been saying it for the longest time. You don't go out there and play the tactic on attacking mentality straight away. Because balanced mentality is 50-50 risk. So only when you understand your tactic and the way it's playing, that's okay. I'm in a Liverpool game. Oh, what's the score for tonight's Liverpool game? No idea, man. I have no idea. I will be up watching, but I don't want to guess because Liverpool have to come back into that game and feel like they have something to achieve. Okay, so I'm going to be going soon. Yeah, I've got to go and do some stuff. I've got to go and put the kids to sleep. Yeah, so I want to thank everybody for coming on today's stream. We'll be back tomorrow or maybe not. I have no clue yet because got a lot of things I have to do. And I've only got 19 days in which to do them in. Yeah. I got a video that has to come out in 6 days' time. Hey, this is no hint on what SI is doing. This is me only, okay? It's got nothing to do with SI, okay? I got to get a video out in 7 days' time. My clockwork, it has to be out, okay? And then after I got another video out in 3 days after that. So there's a lot of stuff. Plus, why the 19 days deadline? Yeah, you guys take care. Be good. Stay safe. Have fun. And yeah. What? So ominous. Ominous is not me. I'm only wearing black for one reason and one reason only. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.